Okay, this is going to sound a little strange, but I've been stuck on this question since I watched Rental Family. If I pretended long enough to care about someone, would I actually start caring? Like for real? And I don't know why that's the thing that came out of the movie for me. Because it's about a guy who takes jobs pretending to be part of people's families. That's the whole setup. He's an actor, he's filling in, he's hired. But the part that really stayed with me was the older client. The fact that he wants to see her one last time before his memory fades. That messed me up. Because he can feel it happening. His memory isn't solid anymore. Things blur, details go missing, and he knows that one day he might not be able to picture her face properly. So he goes back, and when he's standing there looking at those photographs, it's like he's trying to take her in slowly, like he's memorizing her again, almost studying her face. And you can feel he loved her. That's obvious. But he also wasn't there the way he should have been. He chose his career, he left, he assumed there would be time later. And now he is older, and later looks different than he imagined. And that scene made me pause the movie for a second. I just sat there. Because it's such a specific kind of pain, loving someone and knowing you didn't show up enough when it mattered. And Philip, he's just standing beside him. Which is strange, because Philip technically has no real connection to any of this. He's hired, he's playing a part, but he doesn't act like he's playing a part in that moment. He just stays. At the beginning, he feels careful, like he's measuring how close he's allowed to get to these people. There's this invisible line he keeps, and then slowly he stops being so careful. It's small. He listens a little longer. He doesn't rush out when things get heavy. His face changes when someone says something vulnerable. And I realized something while watching him. It wasn't the pretending that changed him. It was that he started responding. He let himself actually feel what was happening in front of him. And that brought me back to the question that's been stuck in my head. If I pretended long enough to care, would I start caring? Because when you meet someone new, you're not fully yourself. You adjust. You are a little guarded. You perform a version of yourself that feels safer. And then, if you keep showing up, something grows under that. So was Philip really faking anything? Or was he just at the beginning of something that always starts a little structured? And I don't know why that unsettles me, but it does. Because it makes attachment feel easier than I thought. Like maybe love isn't always this big decision. Maybe sometimes it's just repetition, staying, being there enough times that leaving would feel strange. And then you look back at the older client again. He's trying to hold on to love before his own mind lets go of it. And Philip is slowly walking into attachment without planning to. One is afraid of forgetting, and the other doesn't even realize he's starting to remember these people as his. And I keep thinking about him standing next to the tree, about him standing there with those photographs, almost like he's afraid to blink, and Philip just next to him. I don't have some neat thought to end this with. I just have been thinking about what it means to stay, and whether sometimes staying long enough changes you in ways you didn't intend.